Well, good morning, folks. This is Granny with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead. I wanted to do something for you so that you would know what to do for yourself. I purchased a brand new small cutting board. My husband, Grumpy, his real name is Bob, he likes to help me to cut up the veggies and stuff that I'm going to cook for Sabbath meal. And it's easier, and we like to do it while we're watching sermons on our television in the living room. It's easier for him to work on something that's smaller than it is big, and if I'm doing it by myself, it's easier for me to have something smaller in my lap than the big ones that I have here. Periodically, when you have cutting boards, you need to do a couple things to them. And since this one is new, and when they put the sticker on it under the plastic, they got some of that sticky, like, gel stuff on it right here. I have not been able to get it scrubbed off with sandpaper yet. So we're going to work on this just a little bit. You know, you've been told over and over that when we use a wooden board, that every time you make a ridge in it, a scratch in it with your knife, that all kinds of bacteria get in it, makes it unfit to use and all that. Well, yes and no. But here's a way to help you with that. For years, I have been using a lot of plastic boards because they were so flexible. You could pick it up and, you know, put your food in the bowl, and it was just easier. Never realized what I was doing to me and Grumpy. Every time you make a cut on these, you actually, a lot of times you can even go through it, depending on how sharp your knife really is. I have cut through several boards. But what I do want to say is about every time you make a cut in a slice, you are pulling up microplastic. And then you swoop your food across it, and where does that plastic go then? In you. So we don't use this rarely anymore. Okay. So with your boards, so that you can help this situation with the cuts and stuff, you want to go over your boards with some sandpaper. Now, thankfully, I have been married almost 48 years to a carpenter. And he consistently, over the years, he has consistently done the same thing. He folds them in half when he gets one of these. They're circular. He has a circular sander, and he puts these pads on it. Once he's used it for a little bit, he takes it off, folds it in half, and sticks it in his pocket so he can use it throughout the things that he's doing on the stairs and stuff. So he just keeps doing this. Well, I end up washing them. So when they come out and they're dried, I save them, put them in the drawer here to use on my cutting boards. So we've done this one pretty good. Now these are new. You can feel the roughness on the edge here. This one hasn't been used, but we're going to be doing something else to it as well. Now, once you have done that, okay, now we've got most of the dust off. We're going to lay this one over here and head to the next. Now, this one's used on a daily basis almost, so it's got a lot of scratch marks on it. I've already washed these two boards really good, and I try to keep them washed up pretty good. back. We've got some oil marks, gone. One swipe over it, gone. We have some discolorations. I don't think they're going to come up this time. Okay. Last one. We're going to switch. Well, this side's pretty good. The other side's done. The reason why I put a towel underneath my cutting boards is it keeps them from slipping around on the surface of this rock. Because they do. They slip around a lot. Let's see. And I don't know what the grit is on these round circulars are. I don't think I've ever asked him. I just use it. They feel fine though. I mean, like fine, F-I-N-E. Not like these are fine, but they feel like they're pretty good cut board. Okay, we won't need this one. We'll dump it in the drawer so I can use it next time. All right, now what we're going to do, I'm going to get a wet rag. I'll be right back. I've probably got sawdust all over me. We're just going to quickly just go over to make sure we've got all the sawdust off. And in the little slot that's around it, you want to do that too. And we're going to wash it as well. We're going to let these dry. And once they've dried, we'll come back in here and we'll show you the next step. Now, all cutting boards need to be oiled. It's the way you protect it, the way you make it last longer, and it's a way to keep it cleaner too. I buy something called Bamboogle, and it is a premium grade cutting board oil for all hardwoods and bamboo. It's all natural and food safe. That's what you got to make sure of, is that it is an FDA approved mineral oil that's food safe. Okay. We're almost to the point where we can stop and let it dry. You can see this one's been war weary. It's got a lot of cuts in it, but I keep those cuts under control, and I keep them also where there is less bacteria, because I keep sanding. And every time I sand and put mineral oil, I should say, I sand it. So when it gets dried, we'll come back and I'll show you how to apply this. Okay, we're done. We'll wait till they get dried. Okay, they're dry and we're back. I'm going to shake this up just a hair. And this one has the tip on it, so it's easy, makes it easier for you. I think I got this from Amazon. And you squeeze it a little bit so you can get the oil out originally. And then you just simply just go to it. I just want to make sure it all gets covered. Now you're not using the edge, so I don't ever do those, because there's really not any reason to do that. It does get wet, but from washing it, but I just don't see the need. And I only do one side at a time so that they're completely dry when I'm working on the other side. There, you've got that one all nice and shiny and good to go. We'll put it here so it can dry. Let's get the next. I'm going to do the back side of this one first because it's the roughest looking. There. It's like painting a picture on a canvas. And, oh, there it's a little bit runny. Make sure it's not in runny state. I reckon I will do a little bit of the edge since I got so much. Don't want it to run. Okay. Now, there we go. Got all that stuff on my hands. All right. Last one. Do the back side of this one. We're just going to leave it sitting here after we're finished. I love the color of this board. If I had the money, I'd have so many wooden cutting boards it wouldn't be funny. I'd have wood as well as bamboo. I like both, but there's something that's so beautiful about them. I think it's because of the coloring. Okay. We'll come back and let you see what it looks like after it dries. After everything dries, we'll let you see what it looks like. So this is how you do your boards, your cutting boards. You oil them. And they do need to be done more than 4 times a year, okay? Because especially if you're using them all the time, and I do. And so, once you're cutting on them and you're washing, you need to protect them so that they all the soap that you're using on it is being washed. It's washing all that mineral oil away so that they don't crack, and you've saved your investment. So I'll be back in a little while once everything is dry. So our boards are finally dry, and I just wanted you to notice the sheen on them. They're dry, there's no more wetness to it. They're ready to be used now. And then this is what this one looks like. It shines probably a lot more than the others do, but it's my older board too. Put that one right here. Oops. And then this is what this one looks like. I did the back of this one first, and it doesn't shine as much because it's old and used more than the other one is. It's used more than this one. That's how you do your boards. And if you want to, I'll put this so that you can see what it's called. I never put stuff like that in the description. It takes a lot of time to do all that kind of stuff. But I got it on Amazon. So y'all have a blessed evening. I thank you so much for being with me to learn how to do your cutting board so that you can even get more of the bacteria off of it than you would normally just by washing it, by using the sandpaper on it. And just remember that we love you, but more importantly, Jesus really does love you. He really, really does care about you. Y'all, we're really going into a bad time. These last days are not going to be good. They're not going to be easy. So get your gardens going and get your food preservation done and get cooking. Y'all have a blessed and marvelous evening. See you tomorrow. Bye.